Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
It's like a legend and an out-of-work bum with a lot of life.
Hello, you crazy dick fucker!
Party time!
Yes, it is party time. Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and it's always good to be seen. I'm Izzy Presley, and this is Metal Edge Presents, another effing podcast. I just got back from Monsters of Rock cruise. Today, I stayed in Fort Lauderdale last night with my Jamaican uncle. Last minute decision, but it worked.
Did he ever say, Izzy, Jamaican me crazy? Sorry. Ba-dum-bum. Okay.
Yeah, I gave you a Pat Fontaine laugh for that.
I was about to say, I better get a Pat Fontaine for that.
I gave you a Pat Travers laugh for that.
Fuck yeah. Paul Gargano is with, as always, because this is Metal Edge, and he's freezing his balls off.
I'm freezing my avocados off right now. That is a reference to my Instagram story earlier dedicated to Izzy. Yeah, so I flew in. Stephen Piercy's headlining the Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut on Friday night, so I flew in, and my family's all in a billiards league. And I'm literally watching them play pool. So now I'm standing outside in 4-degree weather doing the podcast because I'm dedicated to pain.
You are hardcore.
Wow.
Hardcore.
And let me tell you, when you have lived in LA for 20 years, single digit temperatures fucking suck. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. So if my image keeps shaking, it's because my hands are shaking and I'm holding the phone as I pace back and forth.
Well,
pain.
Paul, you know, they make these things called gloves.
I don't own gloves. I live in LA. What supposed to have, you want me to have a snow shovel too?
And joining us, her second time on the show. Is this second or third, Courtney?
We're just going to forget about the first one. So this is the first.
All right.
Izzy was probably drunk, so he doesn't remember it anyway. So
I may or may not have
Izzy was great.
May or may not have had a couple beverages that night, but Courtney Cronin-Dold, my partner in Punchlines and Baclkines, and she was on the boat with us for the very first time, and we got to do Punchlines and Backlines on the boat. So we're gonna get to all that. Courtney, I mean, because basically this is our reliving of the Monsters of Rock cruise, and you are a first timer. What was your first impression of the shit show that is glorious as all?
Well, as you can tell by my voice, I had an awesome time. I totally lost my voice. It was, I mean, I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't realize that it was that Freedom of the Seas was the largest cruise ship in the world, like up until just a few years ago.
Really?
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yes.
This is news to me.
That's interesting because Izzy's the largest podcast host in the world. Sorry.
No, but I was expecting, like, I'm like, where are they going to put all these bands? Like, where are they going to put them all? Because I've never been on a ship that big.
Yeah.
And then I get there and I'm like, oh yeah, they got plenty of room. They got room for a few more. Like, it's so big. And I'm like, oh, there's probably a way I can get to see, you know. So I made the schedule and I put who I was going to see, and then I threw that out the fucking window after day one.
Fatal mistake is making a schedule and thinking you can adhere to it. I've never been on Monsters of Rock. Oh, and so by the way, I just want to say, not only are you guys reliving, but I'm vicariously living through you because I was not able to be on Monsters of Rock. So I can't wait to hear all about this. And I have a lot of questions, but my first one is, why did you ever think a schedule would work?
Because I've never had that kind of that amount of entertainment options, like it, you know, literally a 10-minute walk away at all times. And it was definitely overwhelming. Although I spent a lot of time writing, for our show. So the first 2 days I was in my room, like almost up until dinner time. I just stayed in there and just focused. Like I really wanted to make sure I remembered everything, because I wanted to write as much stuff about what was happening at that moment as I could. So like that I knew, because I knew that there's different fans of different bands all over the place, but there's just some bands that generally everybody will get, the reference to. If I'm making a joke, about like one of the kids in Crazy Licks and, his collection back home in Sweden, that's just so obscure. Like no one's going to get that, but like if you make, a reference to, I don't know, I can't think of any that are general right now, but if you make that, then, people are going to get it. So anyway, I just wanted to spend time on that. And already my schedule was gone the first day. I didn't even know Enough's Enough was playing the Sail Away show. I just happened to walk by and I'm like, that sounds familiar. And then it's like, wait, what's everybody in here? And I go in, it's an ice skating rink. It's an ice rink that they had the floor covered. Yes.
Oh,
so they
that's
had like
amazing.
awesome lighting. They had really, really good lighting in there. It was crazy. And then this big stage over the ice rink. I don't know if they put that up.
Normally it's a completely
it's
different kind
there.
of ice being. Yeah, normally it's a completely different kind of ice being served at Enough's Enough shows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was. Bring your own meth night at Motorhead. It was. It was really cool. But then I think like a few days in, the ice or something started to melt, or something happened, because at Slaughter when we walked in, there was so much fog I could barely see them, and I'm like, "That's not them, is it? That's
that's what. Yeah, that was a hazer. They had a very powerful hazer. Yes, they did.
Okay, I'm like, okay, that is them. I thought the ice skating rink started to melt, and the whole room was like, I didn't know.
Can we cut back about 15 seconds and edit this out, because I like Courtney's version of the story far better than Izzy's. I think the ice should be melting. And I think that's what we should go with.
Sorry, buddy.
Come on, Izzy.
I've never seen it that hazy, though.
Why now are we being factually correct? Why are we getting in the way of a good story?
That's an excellent point. Hold on really quick. Scotty from Canada, who was not able to make the boat, says, damn, I'm still sad for missing it. I love the video clip. Thank you. And Paul is feeling a lot like me tonight. Cold and didn't get to go on the cruise.
Yes, Scotty and I are literally brethren right now.
Yep.
I have to ask you something, Paul.
Ask Scotty how. Oh, by the way, if you're looking at the video when you watch this, you can see my breath.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Just
there's nowhere you can go inside. Literally nowhere.
All right, so here's the deal. It's a pool hall because my family's in a pool league. It's all you hear is balls crashing. There's a Monsters of Rock cruise joke in there somewhere. I could go sit in the car, but honestly, it's boring. I'd rather be out here. If my hand goes numb, I'll go sit in the car. But I kind of like I like the lighting out here. For the first time ever, I have kind of decent lighting. Usually when I'm at home, my lighting sucks.
and no dog barking.
And no dog barking. Yeah, exactly. Like I literally want post office guys to just drive back and forth because Tito's not here.
No, but the studio B-Rick is cool because they've got it's like it's like a half arena. There's a lower level that's all seats, and then they got people on the floor, so it's like a half arena show. It's really fucking cool.
That's awesome. So they've got nice. I was on one of the Shiprocks. They had a bowling alley. I think it was Shiprock. It might have been the motorboat cruise, but I think it was Shiprock. I think it was Motorhead. I'm not sure, but one of the cruises they had a bowling alley, and that was weird. It's because like I'm bad enough bowler as it is, and you want me to like bowl with like the ship rocking back and forth, like that's just weird. But like so ice skating, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, we've probably been on that ship because I remember we had karaoke in that bowling alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
Let me ask you guys a question because I'm sure we're going to talk about all the great bands that were on it. The band that I was most heartbroken about missing was Alice Cooper because I'm a huge, like with every day that passes, I become a bigger and bigger Alice Cooper fan. And then on top of it, as everybody knows, I manage Faster Pussycat. I find out that Tammy got on stage with Alice Cooper, and I was like,
he did.
So I was like, those are like the big highlights. what was like a band that you had no idea how good they would be, and you saw them and were just like, holy crap? Like, who do I need to check out? If I was on the ship, who would I be like, oh my God, this band's amazing? Who do I need to check out that I haven't heard of yet?
For me, it was one of these bands that I'd never heard of or might have been on before, but I never got to see. But I got to see it for a little bit. This band called Crazy Licks.
I was going to say
LIXX.
Crazy Licks and
They,
Heat. Those two bands were amazing. They're so young.
Who was the second one? Crazy Licks and who?
Heat. They're a bit younger. The Heat guys are young, but they were fantastic. The voice on this kid, the singer in Heat. I mean, oh my God.
Yep.
They were fantastic.
Wow.
Really
what
cool.
what kind of voice? Like comparable to what? Is he like a?
Well, I would say his is almost angelic. Not when I mean,
Wow.
but not when he's singing like certain songs. But he sang with Jeff Scott Soto, and it was like his pitch and everything. It was so beautiful. It was like, I don't know. I just really dug them.
If you know what, if you could hold your own with Jeff Scott Soto, you're doing damn well. So that's good.
Right. Bruce.
Really.
Bruce checking in from Canada saying Firewind was awesome. And Chris is asking if we saw Resist and Bite. How great are those dudes? Yes, I did get to see Resist and Bite for a little bit. Fucking
Is
phenomenal.
Resistant Bite Tommy Skio's band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My
get to see
half a
them.
brain full of useless information knows this shit. That's like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I
No,
heard
no.
there was some, I think I saw Eddie Trunk posted, there was some sort of like kiss and make up between the Tesla guys and Tommy Skio.
Well, just the bass player. He was the only one that was
Brian.
on the boat. Brian.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and Brian, apparently they ran into each other in the hallway and had a conversation.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
So maybe we might see him back in Tesla at some point.
Can you imagine? That'd be kind of cool. Well, they
That'd
still
be
wouldn't
very
have,
cool.
they wouldn't still have the original band because they don't have the drummer right now.
Yes, true.
Right.
Hey, it's always one step closer.
Yeah.
Once.
Courtney, what else stuck out for you?
Well, I wish I went to more. I wish I didn't spend so much time like stressing and working, and then I was up in the room a lot, up in the space a lot, like doing stuff. So I wish I, had a little bit more time to go run around, but I don't know. I saw both Jeff Scott Soto shows, and then with Jason Bieler, the show that they did.
Yeah.
Clearly I had to see everything he was doing. I watched him walk down the hall. I barged in his cabin. Actually,
Courtney,
he was funny.
What did he have for dinner Friday night?
I have no idea.
Oh, so you didn't watch everything.
No idea.
So you
No.
weren't total stalker.
No, exactly. But every night it's like I had like one schedule that just sort of flowed into itself, where I had dinner with my friends, and that was like between 6:30 and 8, somewhere in there, and then it was everybody off. Of course, Winger was like a huge, that was big for me. And I've seen them, but it's been a while, and so I just can't believe how polished they still are, and like they sound the same and look the same, and I mean it's crazy. It was they were great.
I saw Winger at M3, and like Kip is ageless for starters. I mean, the guy looks amazing.
Yeah.
And sounds amazing. It's just, the band, that's just, I actually write about them. This week's Metal Edge column that comes out Thursday, my heavy hitters column, I actually write about Winger. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Check that out at metaledgemag.com.
Yeah. And Enough's Enough did a Beatles thing where they call it Hard Rock Night. And so they recorded this Beatles album last year, and it's super fun. And people were getting up and singing with them, and everybody was totally into it. The Sail Away show was packed, like out the door packed in that ice rink, and it was huge space. And when they played the theater,
was the ice rink outside or inside?
Inside.
Inside.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably
inside.
It's probably a stupid question, because in the middle of the, like when you're in the Caribbean, you probably can't have an outdoor ice skating rink. My brain is clearly frostbitten at this point.
In Cozumel, they just throw a cover over it and just hope for the best. But yeah, they were great. And Kip, actually, Winger got up and sang Fly High Michelle with them, and so did Hal Sparks. And Ryan Roxy came and played Revolution with them. And
Nice.
I think that's what he played. I think. Oh crap! I think everything's
He
blended
He
together.
played a Beatles song with him. He played a Beatles
Played a
song.
Beatles
with him.
song with
Played a
him.
Beatles song. Oh, speaking of Hal, Nerd Halen was fucking unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't just a straightforward, hey, look, another Van Halen tribute band.
Nope.
As Paul, as you know, because Caleb was on the last show when we were talking about it. And dude, there was comedy involved, but they stayed true to the songs for the most part. But you know, like they like Oh Pretty Woman, they rewrote it into Oh Nerdy Woman. And it was funny, it was good. But
it was really good.
But the music was just fucking spot on. Hal is just so quick. And he's so fucking funny.
All right, I have to ask this based on the interview we did. Did anyone heckle Hal?
No,
there were no hecklers. Oh,
no,
man.
not even during the comedy shows. Nobody heckled
Wow.
Hal.
They loved him so much. Are you kidding? Those guys could have walked across the pool when they were done. Everybody loved it so much. Caleb's so good.
Oh my god.
I mean, all of them.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's an incredibly like enormous task to take on, to learn those kind of guitar solos. I mean, I'm not a musician, but he nailed it. People were like, "What?"
Oh, yeah,
like
dude,
their mouths were just open, like, or you know, some of them could have died. I don't know. It was a little hot that day. I couldn't believe they played through that. I'm like, "Are you?" The first thing I said after their show, I was like, "Are you guys okay?" Because seriously, because the energy was the same as the indoor show, which was also so packed, they were spilling into the hallway. They couldn't fit everybody in there. It was about to be a fire hazard.
Wow.
And the guy, and of course, like the fucking tallest guys had to stand in the front. I mean, the only time I could see Hal is when he did his jumps. Like, I'm short. I couldn't see the stage at all. I was like looking up at heads.
That's actually
they were all
like
right in the front.
Like when they pull the girls aside in like 4th or 5th grade to tell them what changes their body is going through, they take all the guys that are in like the 90th percentile and teach us how to block your view everywhere we go.
Yep.
That's what happens. Izzy and I are very good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But see, I'm smart enough to go watch from the side of the stage.
Yeah. I did go around the side. In fact, I saw you by that table where the water was and stuff. I went over there because I couldn't see anything, but I was like this, trying to get through.
Yeah.
Like
when I'm on cruises, I'm generally near the bar because I'm tall enough to see from anywhere.
Yeah.
So the important thing is making sure I have a steady flow of alcohol. That's like that's my thing.
Yeah. Lori, who is whining. What? No shout out for the Kela Koala? Yes, Lori, I see you. I haven't gotten to you yet. But he did see the video of the beginning of Running with the Devil, and instead of having a sound effect, they kind of sang it.
Oh my god,
it's pretty fucking cool. That's
awesome.
It was really fucking cool. Yeah. See, and with me, I'm all over the place, so I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of the bands because you know I'm constantly like introing somebody or
you're
like,
working.
I'm working. You know, like. emceeing the surf pool flow rider fucking contest.
I never even made it to the surf pool. I never even made it. I didn't realize how busy I would actually be.
Yeah.
You know, just doing all that stuff, even though I only had 3 shows.
Yeah.
If you want to count the second one as a show. Jason Beeler and I getting kicked out of bingo because we upstaged the regular cruise ship host. He hated us.
Oh my god!
He hated us. It was hilarious,
I was just gonna say, I just telling you flat out, I have like man crush on Jason Beeler, and he knows it. Like I love Jason Beeler as much as life itself, and I've only known you for about 15 minutes into this, 10 minutes into this. If somebody gave the two of you a hard time, I'd have been thrown out too, because I'd have gone to the mat for you guys.
It was so funny because our first show was late. Like we started at like 10:05 and then we ran long because Kip did I know we'll get there, but Kip did a really long set and I was joking. I'm like, Kip, this was 7 minutes when we wrote it. You were up there for 20 minutes. Like it's how slow he talks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he takes these really long pauses, which is actually great for comedy. So it was perfect. But anyway, so we got out kind of late. You know, we were kind of getting our jollies, and then we had to go down to Rare Hair, of course, to see Tyson, and get down there to see Brandon do the Kiss song. And oh my God, what's the song called? From Crazy Night. Turn on the night.
I was supposed to play on that, but I couldn't because I promised that I would not leave during somebody's set.
Oh, during whose set?
Well, like because I figured it would be during our comedy show. So I was like, no, I'm not going to be that guy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I had karaoke anyways, so.
Yeah, you had. You were at karaoke until the sun came up, and then after that, we came up to karaoke and hung out with you guys, and then I think I ended up getting like a midnight snack with Dan and Mike, you know, who works for Enough's Enough, and Daniel, their drummer.
Yeah.
The best kid ever. I shouldn't say kid. He's a nice young man, wonderfully talented.
He just looks like a kid.
He's just so cute.
I mean, honestly,
he's like my son.
I mean, for me, anyone under the age of 50 is a kid. That's how I.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
He's like in his early 30s, and he's just such a nice guy. Anyway, so then next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And I have to get up and host bingo with Beeler.
And so what time do you normally go to bed at night, if you don't mind me asking?
Like 12 or 1.
Okay, all right, so normal time. So 3 o'clock is late for you. You're like, yeah.
But actually, it's not, because you're used to going to bed at that time.
But yes, but I tried to get myself on, you know, the time, because I wanted to make sure I'd get up in the morning, you know, and I also get anxious when I'm working like that. And when I'm on the ship and I'm contained, and I know that the show's right there, there's really no place to go to shut it off.
Right.
And shut off my brain, because the way it works, it's, you know, whatever. I can't stop my thoughts sometimes. So I have to like calm down. And it was really hard for me to do that. So I'd be laying there at like 4 a.m. like this, you know, and then I'd try to go to sleep, and I'd wake up and go, did I sleep? I'm not sure if I was daydreaming or dreaming. Like I had nights where I don't know if I really slept. I just kind of laid there, like, and then I had to get up. So I had to get up at 8, you know, to look somewhat presentable. We get there at 8:45. They're like, okay, we got to teach you how to use the machine and this. And we're like, okay. And Dana came up, she brought all these prizes, and we're into it. We're like, we've been talking about it the last 2 days. We're like, we're doing this. We're doing bingo. You know, his lovely wife, Jane, came up. His son was like, fuck this, I'm sleeping. And then my friends, the podcasters from Rock and Pod, they all came to support us.
Yeah.
And then all of a
the
sudden,
Rock and Pod guys were there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I met them at Chris Jericho's birthday party. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, some of the not Chris and Aaron, they weren't there from Decibel Geek, but like Growing Up Rock was there, and Podcast Rock City, and all those guys were there. And oh my God, what's Steve's podcast? Potter Than Hell, I think is his.
Potter Than Hell. Yeah, I know Potter Than Hell. Okay.
Yeah, they were there, and I hope that's the right one. I'm gonna feel like a jerk. I get them confused. But anyway,
you know what? Your heart's in the right place. They'll get over it.
I didn't. Yeah, they're my. I spent lots of time with them. So yeah, no, they're my real friends. So I was super, manicky and whatever. And then we get there, and the host, does not want to give us the mic. It's like his big moment, I guess, of the week is bingo.
Yeah.
So they didn't turn on the other
cruise ship. Was this a cruise ship employee?
Yes.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
And they didn't want to turn on the other mics, Izzy from karaoke. They just had the one wireless. And Beeler and I are like, should we take this mic? Like, what should we do? And the guy's like, no. I'll introduce it, and then I'll tell them you're here, or something like that. But we were walking around and making jokes and just handing it back and forth because it was only one mic. And it was just silly. And then the guy comes out and he's like, all right, everyone, it's time for bingo. You can use your cards, you can use a pen or a pencil or your blood. Okay. And that was like his big opening joke. And I'm like,
boy.
This is going to be really
bad. But I mean, in his defense, he's used to about, the average age is 72 on most of these cruises. So this is one opportunity to like try to be funny and relevant.
Yes.
And the problem is, when you're not part of this is our world, and it's just like you make jokes like that and you're just trying to fit in too hard.
Yeah, it was weird. He's like, yeah, it was weird. So I'm like, oh, that's cute. He's trying to make kind of a reference to Alice Cooper's show.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm kidding. No, but he was so sweet. So we thought. So we
no.
thought. Until Jason's like, it was so funny watching him like chase you down to try and get the mic back. He just didn't want us talking. And then he was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll just do it. And you guys can just sit over. And then everyone from production's like, we are so sorry. Oh my God. We didn't know this. They were going to do this.
And you're like, I got up at 8 a.m. for this.
We were so tired. And then they felt so bad. They did something really nice that I think I'm not supposed to say, but it was really nice. And I was like, okay, cool. They like gave us like a little like gift, and it was nice. And
Nice,
then
nice.
and yeah, it was really cool. And they're like, we're so sorry. We know you had late shows and then you got up. So I felt bad. I went over to my bank. I'm like, sorry, you guys. And they're like, we got up to do this to see you. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I have to go back to bed. I'm dying. So I went back to bed and slept till like 1, but oh my God, it was really funny. He tells it better than me. He tells everything better than me, which is so funny because when I first met him, he's like, I know you're a professional comedian. I'm just going to let you do it. I go, I'm sorry. You know who you are, right? Like, you're the funniest person on the ship. I know when to take a back seat.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't care. I'm fine. I go, I would like to listen to you speak. I want to be entertained.
I just wanted to put him and fucking Hal at a table
Oh,
and just hit record because Hal's the exact same way. It's
cerebral.
It's just off the cuff and bam, 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 bam. Oh my God. I think I would piss myself.
Really funny.
Yeah.
But that didn't really work out, but it's such a funny story.
What is the most amount of sleep either one of you got like the entire cruise? Like I know like when I was on Shiprocked, a good night for me was 4 hours. I mean, if I got 4 hours of sleep, I was lucky. I mean, it's
The first night I got about 7. First night I got about 7.
wow.
Mhm.
All right, rookie mistake. That means you didn't drink enough on the first night of the cruise because that's usually the night.
I don't drink until after my first show is done. I mean, I have like wine with dinner, but I'm not like getting bombed because I'm afraid if I'm hungover and I do, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And then as soon as that first show is over, I'm like, where's the Chardonnay? Like, then I have fun.
Paul,
I gotta slow down till the second
Paul,
show.
I'm not gonna lie, watching you walk around in 4-degree weather, freezing your ass off, really makes me not miss it even more.
You look like you're vaping.
I remember.
I do. I look like I'm vaping, don't I?
You too.
Actually, I found a good spot. I'm right next to a Coors Lights neon sign in front of the place. I've got a nice red glow on my face, and I got to tell you, I'm okay right now. And on my Instagram today, I don't know if you saw it, Izzy, but I actually took a picture flying into Minneapolis of the snow-covered tundra that is Minneapolis-St. Paul, and I posted it on my Instagram stories because I'm like, I've missed Izzy this past week. So I plan to lay over in Minneapolis just to pay homage to him and his people. And I also took a picture of some Vikings garb in one of the shops in the Minneapolis airport. But anyway.
Perfect.
But you did not stop and get a Michelob Golden Light while you were in the Minneapolis airport, so that disappoints me.
Yeah, you know what? I actually had to get work done, so I literally beeline straight to the Delta Sky Club and got a Wi-Fi connection and sent 2 press releases out. So yeah, but I'll find one. I'll find one here in Connecticut.
You could have done that while enjoying a delicious Michelob Golden Light draft. I could have.
No, I do like the Michelob.
We had hail.
I'll give you that.
Did you have hail up there? We had hail today.
Wow.
Did you have hail up in Burbank, Izzy?
I don't know because I landed at 11 a.m.
It was about 2 hours ago.
Oh, I didn't.
Or an hour ago, right? I was in the shower. My husband's like, "It's hailing outside. Get out here."
You had a hailstorm. Sorry.
We did. I know. I thought about it.
See, that's the difference. You're a pro. You think about it and you don't say it.
Yeah.
I'm a rookie. I just say it.
Yes.
Everyone was thinking it.
Everyone was thinking of it.
They were.
So how was Alice Cooper? I have to know about how Alice Cooper was. because I know he didn't have the full spectacle that he normally does.
Yeah.
Which I
He had a lot of it though.
He did have a lot of it. That's awesome.
He had a lot of it, and I left when the baby came out because I'm scared of the baby. And I don't know if you heard me do that joke, Izzy, about
Yes,
$1 billion babies. How when the baby comes out, it scares the shit out of me, and I literally get scared. So as soon as I see it pop out, I'm like, no, and I want to leave. And I said, it's the biggest baby I've ever seen besides Vince Neil, and it scares the hell out of me. So I literally ran. I left when I saw that. I thought they wouldn't have it. I'm like, oh my god, it's here, and I. Not the big. They didn't have the big one, but they had like a medium-sized one.
They had the Vince Neil one. Now you know how Motley Crue feel every day.
Oh my God. I did not get to see Alice. I heard him when I was walking by, because the first night I had the Cruiser Jam. So I wasn't able to. And then the second night Ack played. And
I was there for your whole set of Ack. And I did, I only saw parts of Alice. I didn't see the whole thing either.
Yeah.
And some of it I listened to from my room. I just propped my door open as best I could because I was trying to get some things done. It was hard. Those doors are really heavy.
Yep.
And I was like trying to put the closet
trying
in the
to
way.
get some things done in your room. Were you like ironing? Like what?
Like a woman should.
No,
they got room stewards that make the bed for you. Like, what were you trying to get done in your room? Like,
I was getting my clothes ready, and I was deciding whether do I need to wash my hair again, things like that. Just getting ready.
If you have to think about it, you don't have to wash your hair. You'll know when you have to wash your hair.
I should have the morning of the show. Yeah,
Number one rule of road life.
Yeah, no, really. I would always wash my hair before a show when I was on the road, like doing weeks and at clubs and stuff. Always washed it and blow dried it. I have never gone on stage with unwashed hair in my life, except on Monsters.
Wow.
Because our last show was Sunday at 1 p.m. and we did the karaoke contest. I know I cut you off about Ack. We got to get back to how awesome that was. But I didn't know we'd be up there so long. I didn't get to bed till almost 4. And then I had to set my alarm because we had to meet Chad. I had to meet Chad Stewart and Don Jameson at 11 when Don got out of the Q&A because my room's right there at the theater. And then the three of us had to go and finish Chad's stuff and get everything ready and work together. And I just did not have time. I was putting on my makeup in the bathroom upstairs. And I'm like, I just did this. I'm like, fuck it. And
whatever. Fuck it. There's wine.
My shirt had holes in it. And I noticed it, and I didn't even have time to go change my shirt. I'm like, oh my God, there's holes in the sleeves. Whatever.
This sounds like semi-formal night for Izzy. What are you talking
about? Yeah, right. Well, I was wearing my Van Halen shirt that's got all the holes in it, And Beeler goes, "Is that your Holy Van Halen shirt?" I think it was Beeler. But
probably. But anyway, Ack was awesome, Izzy. You had everybody up dancing at the end. All these women came out and started dancing.
It was awesome.
It was great.
There was a gal that was standing during Shock Me. They were dancing, and
I was dancing in the back.
There was a gal with a great rack, like straight on from me. So that was like my focal point for the last 2 songs, just staring at her tits. And I told her about it, so I wanted to be a gentleman.
I'm sure she appreciated that.
Oh, she did. Yeah. She lives in LA. I know her.
No, I'm sure you do.
I had to.
They're out for a reason. It's not because the shirt's too tight.
Yeah, exactly.
I chose my cleavage well. I had cleavage in the middle of the cruise. One night, my off night. I'm like,
there you go.
Do a little cleave. Just a little.
The highlight for me of the Ack show was before the show. I told Chad. Chad was dead tired. He's like, "Fuck, let's just rush through this and get done." I'm like, dude, once the adrenaline hits, you'll be fine. But I went back. I told him, like, look, we got a decent crowd out there. I know there's a lot of artists.
Either once the adrenaline hits or Crowder hits, one or the other.
Yeah, right.
No, you guys were solid. It was really good.
But I go, yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of artists too. And he goes, "God damn it, I don't want to play in front of fucking Kotzen." Because Kotzen's bass player Dylan filled in with us. Because
was he there?
Yeah. Well, no. Apparently, they were doing something and they came after it because they thought we started at 10.
Oh, okay.
So when they walked in, we were already turning down. So,
Okay.
so yes, I unfortunately did not get to embarrass myself in front of Richie Kotzen.
No, you did great.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really good.
We're taping a podcast. We're live. Do you want to say hi?
Hey, how's it going?
What's
That
going
guy
on,
wearing
pal?
We're talking about the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Ooh, Monsters of Rock.
Yeah, he can't hear because I have a headphone in, so he has no idea what you guys are talking about. I just put him on the spot because he walked outside to have a smoke, and I'm standing out here like an idiot in 4-degree weather.
He's obviously a
Cali
local.
guy can't handle the East Coast.
Did you hear that? Cali guy can't handle the East Coast. Oh.
What band we representing?
We're talking about the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody that was on it. No, there were like how many bands were on the ship? Like 30, 20?
No,
24?
I think it was like 50.
No,
50 bands. No, there wasn't 50 bands.
Holy tamale.
Holy tamale. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was, if I had to guess, I'd say probably around 30.
I
No,
can
it
name
was-
them all.
It was more than 30. It
Yeah,
was
in
more than
alphabetical
30.
order.
I can name them all.
Sounds like it was a hoot, brother. See you later.
Yeah, come out
Even
and
though
check
I
out me in
forgot
20 minutes
some.
to see if I'm frozen through. Yeah, I really like the things I was most heartbroken to miss were Alice Cooper, Izzy doing stand up, and act, because I've yet to see Izzy do stand up, and I've yet to see Izzy do act.
You may
I've
see.
seen Izzy do gack. I haven't seen Izzy do act.
Wait. I hit the take off, not fucking ward by accident, but yeah. But you may get to see Ack in April at some point, possibly.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
Can't announce it yet, but
I'll be there.
yeah, maybe on Ace Frehley's birthday or something. I don't know.
There was only one
maybe,
song I didn't
possibly.
know. There was only one song you played that I didn't know.
It was probably insane.
Yes, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great. I like that.
So
I like
are
being
you
surprised.
are you a big Kiss fan?
Yes.
You are. Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome then. Okay, all right,
Yeah, she's done the Kiss
Very cool.
cruise and
okay.
that stuff. Yeah. She's.
I am psyched. I think that's going to be my next cruise, the Kiss cruise.
It's the last one.
And I'm hoping, and what I'm hoping is that I can get Jason Charles Miller on the Cal Outlaw Country cruise, and then because the Cal Country cruise is the same ship as the Kiss cruise, and I've never done back-to-back cruises on the same ship. So what I'm hoping is I could do the Kiss cruise and stay on the ship for the next cruise.
There
That's
you go.
smart.
I almost did it once with Shiprocked into a rave cruise, but I decided I didn't want to. That could be scary.
You
Yeah.
should you should take on the Smoking Kills for a month and try to get them on the Cal Country.
Try to get
cruise
them
as
on the
well.
Cal Country cruise.
Yeah, because I think we would do well on there.
I think
Yeah.
you might do well on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sorry, that had nothing to do with you. It had to do with my nose just dropped to about -10 degrees.
Sledgehammer in the house. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you. And karaoke was fucking great every fucking night. It's the party of the ship every night. And yeah. So
Jeff Tate came and sang.
Yeah, Jeff Tate sang karaoke.
What song?
You can't always get what you want.
Ah, nice.
You
And all
can't
these
always get what you want.
What you want.
But no, it was
You
great.
make trouble
It was great.
sometimes.
But
You
yeah,
get what you need.
no,
Right,
that
now
was
I got that
cool.
in my head.
But
Now I
like
got
we-
that in my head.
but we should talk about the reason that Courtney was on there. And it's weird because we had always talked about possibly doing punchlines and backlines on the boat, but I was always hesitant to like bring it up to Larry because I always feel like I asked too much. You know, I asked to do too much. And when he's like, well, you want to do the comedy thing? It's like, fuck yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Let's fucking do it. And we were lucky enough to get Kip Winger and Chad Stewart to be the musicians doing stand-up. Kip had never done it. Chad had done it once here in Los Angeles. So it was great. It was fucking great. It went over big time.
Mm-hmm. It was. And
excuse me for a minute. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I have a band crisis happening right now, and I have to respond to a couple texts.
All right.
Go
So
ahead.
you're gonna get a shitty view of me for a minute. Okay.
no problem.
This is the best you've looked all night.
I think our show in Nashville really like pushed it, over the edge with people seeing like a larger crowd scene, because we already know the people that have done our show in LA, like
Yeah.
Jason Christopher and Patrick Kennison and Jenna
Yep.
Genocide. Like
Yep.
they all had a great time. And Dawson, like they had a
Yeah.
good, but he's already a comic. So I mean, he's already done comedy, so he was a little
Yeah,
ahead of
yeah.
the curve. But and you know, he did his own thing. Like he didn't you know, like he and Robbie kind of just did their own thing, you know, but
Yeah.
they're already actors, they're already performers. That's
Yeah.
fine. But for people like Jason and Patrick and Jenna, you
Yeah.
know, and Chad, who'd never done comedy before, like my real full-time job really is I work with people on their comedy. Like, and I like doing it with people who aren't supposed to be doing comedy, but they're funny people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that challenge. And that's why I wanted to do this show, you know, was that I want to do this challenge and be like, no, this is going to work. People love these people anyway. They're their fans. They love their music. And if you're already not charismatic or a good entertainer, then you wouldn't already be good at what you're already doing, you know? And then the third thing, which is the hardest part about comedy, which is likability. And if Chad Stewart could have any more, I mean, I think his head would explode. And, you know, and people think, oh, Kip, you know, oh, he's so grumpy. Like everyone's like, how are you going to make Kip funny? Like, how's he going to be funny? I'm like, because he's going to do what he does best. He's going to be a dry, sarcastic, and it's going to work.
Son of a bitch. You can say son of a bitch. It's all right.
It's going to work. Because the first thing I said to him was, you know, I know you're really dry, and I think the kind of humor that, you know, we want to work on for you is just going to be down that road and just keep it real dry. And he goes, yeah, you think? And I told Larry that every time I saw Kip before the show, I thought he was mad at me. I would just be like, you know, hey, what's going on? He's like, hi. Like he always seemed like mad at me.
That's just Kip.
Right. But like, you know, we talked a lot and we worked together and we worked with Dawn and, you know, we spent a lot of time on his set. He worked really fucking hard. He worked really hard on his set and like weeks. And, and then when we got on the ship, I was like, I just kept saying, you're going to see, you're going to kill, you'll see. I go, everybody does what you're doing. They're like, oh, I'm nervous. I don't know if it's going to go well, you know, it's, this sucks. You know, like, maybe I won't do it. And I go, you'll see. I'm going to set you up real nice. You'll see. Then when you do it, you're going to have so much fun up there and everyone's going to tell you how funny you were and you're going to love it. And he's like, well, all right, I'll trust you. I'll try. And I'm like, trust me. I would never send anybody up on our show. Sorry, Izzy, didn't mean to step on you there, but on our show with their dick in their hand, I would never let anyone go up there if I thought they weren't prepared, they weren't ready, and it wasn't strong. So, so what happens, right? He kills.
Yeah.
And then he comes off stage and first he's mad at me. He's like, I can't follow you. And I'm like, yes, you can. Watch. I am so easy to follow. That's why I like putting the guest after me. I'm easy to follow. So, I mean, not that I didn't have a good set, not to toot my own horn, but like, you know, there's just a certain way that I back out of it and introduce them. It just works. So anyway,
that's a subtle way. Let me jump in here. That's a subtle way of saying you're really good at what you do.
Am I saying that?
Yeah,
I'm
and that's okay. And that's okay.
I'm saying I care. I'm saying I care.
That's like you're like the Chris Jericho of comedy. No matter who you put in the ring with you, you're going to make them look amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want that. Yeah, that's why I do it. I gave jokes that I needed to Kip and to Chad. Yeah. Like I needed them, but I'm like, this would be funnier if they say it, you know. And I get, you know, like because I was excited. But anyway, after the show, you know, I gave him a little time with his girlfriend and his friends, you know, and then I came over and I go, see, I told you, you were going to kill it. He goes, I know, you were right. And then the next day he's like, I am so sorry. I said that stuff to you because I should have never said I'm going to quit. And I should have never. And I go, did you notice that I never got worried? I was never worried. I knew it. I knew you'd be great. And I mean, and at first I saw him before the show, I was like, Kip's mad at me. What did I do? And then after, every time a hug, Courtney, hi, you know, happy, super happy. It was like a different guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think when I made him crack up, when I was out there and I forgot my whole set and I just looked at Kip, I go, see, I'm bombing just to make you look better. And
that was funny. That was funny. But Izzy is very funny. I sound like his mother when he does his act. When he does his act.
Izzy's a good-looking boy.
He is so likable. He gets away with opening with the joke that says full-blown AIDS. That's how much the audience likes him.
Yep.
He gets away with that. And we tell him that. We're like, Izzy, everybody likes you. That's why you're the first one. You know, it's like you already beat everyone to the punch. You already have everyone on your side the second you walk up there. You know, so that's a huge advantage. That's a very lucky thing to have. That it's like a magic pill. And then Izzy's like, well, I'm going to do 3 jokes. And I'm like, what? Hey, what are you doing? You have like 7 more minutes. You can it's your show, do your time, but you didn't want to. And I was like, what do you want? I was like, I knew you were burnt and you had so much shit going on, but I wanted you to do more. You have good jokes when you tell them, God damn it.
Yeah. Well,
God, it's
tell them.
Good. Take Izzy to school. I like this.
Well, he knows. He knows. It's fine. I mean, believe me, he made up for it in many ways. And actually, you did your jokes on Sunday, and what happened? Oh, you got huge laughs. That's weird.
Right.
And
yeah.
And we had fun. It was fun.
We had a blast. We had a fucking blast.
It was really fun.
Most of those jokes that I did on the second show, I just came up with before the show.
But my whole set is
I mean, literally standing there
pretty
waiting
much
to go up. You know, that's
but sometimes the best stuff comes to you.
Works. But and
well, I said to Hal, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I said to Hal and Chad right before I went up on the second show, same thing. I was like, oh, I want to say something about Kip's comedy. And they said, what was it? I go, he was really dry. He was like drier than a vagina at a Man of War concert. And they go, you should say that. And I'm like, I go, it's kind of close to a joke that Don and I wrote together a while ago about something else. I go, it's kind of close to that one we did. And he goes, say it. No, that's funny. Go say it. And I'm like, all right.
No, that was fucking hilarious. But Chad was fucking great. Hal.
Chad.
Yeah.
Chad to me, I love comedy. Chad to me just has the charisma to be great if he just got up there and just talked about nothing. You know what I mean? He's just like Chad. Just you look at Chad, and I don't mean this. This is going to come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm going to say it anyway. You look at Chad and you just want to laugh. He's just got that appearance where you know what comes out of his mouth is going to make you laugh.
It's his smile. He's just got the best smile, and it's so inviting. And again, he's got the Izzy magic pill. He just walks up there and immediately you like him.
Yep.
You know, and his fans are already there. And Tammy was there, like right in the front, supporting him. And that was cool. And Jason McMaster was right there in the front to support him. And that was cool. And all of Enough's Enough was right there in the front. And Chip was right there, you know. And Chad just knows how to tell a joke. He doesn't even really need that much, you know.
Right.
You know what? You just give him the joke, and he's like, "Oh," and then he says it, and you're like, "Actually, that was perfect." Yeah, like
the best though was he took a shot at Dawn, and Dawn was like, "That was the greatest thing ever," because that turned me into roast mode. Got there. And he talked about titty fucking Chad Stewart and coming all over his chins.
Oh my God! And now suddenly, I think of something that could be worse than standing in 4-degree weather, freezing my balls off, taping a podcast.
But the great joke that Chad came up with was about the COVID test. He goes, "Yeah, it's funny. You know, you get that Q-tip and they swipe you for free, and all of a sudden they do it to tender, and it's worth $60 after they take it out of his nose."
Yeah, it went in worth nothing. Came out worth $60.
Says Chad, his was worth 90.
It killed. And then he goes, "I got a big laugh, and I'm so glad he did this." He went, "I wrote that one myself," and I'm like, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did." Like I get so excited watching them. Chad was great.
You're like a stage mom.
I know. I always say I'm like the proud joke mom. I get like a smile that hurts watching all you guys. Like, I'm just so excited that the show was, I mean, I think we had great shows in Nashville. I mean, that show was insane. That show was killer. And we did with all the guys in Ace Frehley's band, with Ryan Cook and Jeremy Asbrock and Phil Schaus.
Yep.
We did one with all three of them, and they all killed. They all had
Yep.
their own different point of view, different story, and they just killed it. And then this show was just like that. I mean, you know, we had Hal and Don headlining.
Yep.
Those two guys, you know, and in Nashville we had Don and Craig Gass. I mean, it's like, it's a killer show.
Today's Craig Gass's birthday. Happy birthday, Craig Gass.
Happy
It
birthday,
is.
Craig.
It is.
Now I don't feel bad for not sending him the obligatory social media happy birthday that he never sees anyway.
Yeah.
I could have texted him, but
Text him. He's in Hawaii right now. He's in Hawaii right now.
Oh,
We're
so it's
supposed
still
to be there.
I could text him later. He's
Yeah.
far behind, so I'll text him later. Okay.
Yeah, text
But
him.
you know, I want the world to know, or the 4 people that are listening, that I'm wishing Craig Gass a happy birthday.
I'll tell him too. I'm going to talk to him later, so I'll tell him.
All right.
Mention it on the air.
Chris from Decibel Geek says, thanks for the shout out. And it says, Chad is hilarious. Did shots of him at Farm Rock in Nashville. Funny dude. Scotty from Canada says, Chad is Belushi-esque. He has that presence and he's a funny guy.
You know what? Yes, Scott, you're absolutely right. It is Belushi-esque. It's just like, you know, anything that comes out of his mouth, anything that comes out of his mouth is going to be funny.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Chris also says, and just like that, Paul was fired as Faster Pussycats manager.
I think it'll take more than that, but okay.
We all had so many jokes about them. It was like, who should we make this joke about? And we were like thinking like what band, and everyone would just go Faster Pussycat. We're like, we can't have 50 jokes about Faster Pussycat. It's just like, I think my joke was like, they're the only band on the ship that's not allowed to buy the drink package. They just won't let them, you know, and everyone had something. Oh, what was Hal's? Oh, that they have a VD named after them. I was like, and didn't he say that on the show with Chad? Or did he say it on the first show?
He probably did.
It was so funny. And then he just went off because, you know, he riffs and it's brilliant. And I could never do that. I have to write everything I say.
He is so smooth. I'm so jealous of him.
We have to wait for
jealous of him.
No, me too. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had that flow. And I mean, I'm more of a joke teller, but like he was like a performer, a comedian, like he's everything. Okay, Paul, you need to hear this. So Izzy has these 2 jokes that he does that he's been doing for a while, but he broke up his set. So he ended the first part of his set with, oh yeah, I really want that guy's cock in my ass. Coming up first. And then he brings me up.
Wow.
It's okay. No, hold on. I have to, I do this joke about the Minnesota accent and how terrible it is.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
And it's like no woman has ever heard the phrase, oh yeah, going fishing up Jared and Mille Lacs this weekend. I thought, you know what? I really need his cock in my ass.
And he does the accent and the whole, actually it set Hal up for a bit too.
Yeah.
And then you got your laugh and you're like, which is smart, get your laugh and then get out.
Yeah.
And you got your laugh and you're like, all right, well, we're going to get this show started. And they're all in the back going, okay, cock in the ass. Are you ready? Like giving me shit. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I love it because it gives me something to play off of. It's perfect, you know? So I went up and I was like, thanks, Izzy. You think cock in the ass. Oh, isn't it time for Courtney? Okay. whatever. And then he does his joke, his Uber joke, which is hilarious. And you have a longer list of tags.
Yes. But I just left it with that big one. I said, there's a lot of things that are better than driving left, like full-blown AIDS. And I just let that simmer. And then, all right, cool. Next up is Hal Sparks.
Yes. Full-blown AIDS. And then we're just laughing because it gets a big laugh and we're all laughing. Yeah. And then you go, okay, like we could tell you were transitioning into his intro. And Don and I aren't even standing next to each other. He's kind of standing behind me. And I swear to God, at the same time, we both went, and now Hal Sparks. We said it at the exact same time. And Hal just turned around and goes, did he just bring me up to full-blown AIDS? And we're like, that's right. Like, this is amazing. This is awesome. This is amazing.
And he played off of it perfectly. It was
gold. So now I'm like, we were talking, we're like, I think, Izzy, you should do this every show. end each of your sets with something really strong like that, that, you know, that people are like, did that just happen? You know, and that because you can get away with it. You get away with it. If I did a full blown AIDS joke, everyone would be like, get that CUN off the stage.
Right.
Like, what is she doing? You know, but you can do it.
And
So,
look, if I ever get any blowback on the full blown AIDS, I can just go,
You
look,
won't.
I live in LA. It's like the fucking common cold out here.
yeah, no, you're not going to get blowback.
Because that'll make the blowback die down.
I was just going to say, I probably wouldn't say that, but
Yeah, ways to throw gasoline on a fire. Chapter 1 by Izzy Presley. Ay.
Shit. I think we should make this go for about
Oh my
another
God.
75 minutes to keep Paul outside.
I'm literally, I have a full-blown band crisis happening right now. So I am like, that it has actually warmed me up. Yes, it is. I have a full-blown, I will just say there's a travel disaster happening at the moment with flights. So not disaster in like, not like Airport 77, but just canceled flights and everything. And I've got a lot to deal with when we get off this call.
where are they coming from? You said that you were at Mohegan Sun?
No, it's not Mohegan Sun. They have Pittsburgh tomorrow. So they're flying from Burbank to Pittsburgh, and there's an issue with the flight out of Burbank. And so I got so and the airport's telling them that they can get them in after they're supposed to be on stage tomorrow. So
awesome. Good times.
Which to me is just like, we're just talking third grade problem solving here, because LAX is a half hour away. Like just literally LAX can get you anywhere. Just go to LAX. Like this, but you know, they don't, airlines aren't that smart sometimes. I'll just leave it at that.
Not quantum physics.
So I have to go be a manager.
All right. Well, that's.
But I feel bad that I missed all this, and I'm looking to. Do you, Courtney? Do you do stand up around LA at all?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well,
and we're going to be doing our show here again.
Yes.
Oh,
eventually.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Izzy will have to drag me out one of these times, and I will love to.
Maybe somewhere that we enjoy frequenting.
Yeah, come.
Yes, fantastic.
For sure.
Yes, it's actually
and now that
I was gonna make a strip club joke, but
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, now that you know our show in Nashville at Rock'n Pod and this show, people are asking to be on it.
Yes,
which is the first time that's happened.
Awesome. Well, hopefully,
I had a phone call with somebody tomorrow.
The next Monsters event is going to be the mountain, right?
Monsters on the Mountain, yes, in August.
Well, maybe if we will it to happen, you guys can do it. Maybe if we will it to happen, you guys can do it again there, and I'll actually be able to see it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Monster, who knows? I mean, I know people. I know people. I'm people who know people. We'll see.
You know everybody.
I can't confirm or deny that I might have an artist on Monster on the Mountain, so we'll see.
There you go. Excellent.
Maybe someone who could do our show, and then we can all hang out.
You know what? Quite possibly, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
There might be someone that can.
I think I smell what you're cooking, and without even knowing who it is, I think I know who it is, and it makes me rather excited. But all right, well,
Neil Diamond. No, I'm kidding.
Yes,
yes, exactly.
The ghost of
Sweet
Frank Sinatra. Courtney, people want to find you social media. How can they do it?
They can find me on Facebook. It's my name, just Courtney Cronin-Dold. And if you want to see pictures of my dog and flyers for my comedy show, you can go to my Instagram, Court Crow-Dold. Just look me up, Courtney Cronin-Dold. And I just launched my website.
Oh, nice.
And and my comedy consulting business. So like if you want to try comedy and you're thinking like maybe it's something you want to do for fun, or you have like a roast of like your grandfather, you know, and you don't want to get up in a comedy club, but you'd like some jokes, like that's what I do. And I'm here to help you. And now my list of amazing clients is growing. Awesome people on
That's
it.
awesome.
So
that's fucking great, eh?
Yeah, it is. Thanks to this guy right here, Izzy, being my partner for 3 years and booking the show and being the nice guy that he is, that everybody likes and respects, and and wants to be around. And I mean, and together, like, you do what you do like so well. And together, I think we're such a great team. And I'm so happy about all this.
Yes. Oh, you could
I'm
also
gonna cry.
You can also find us at Punchlines and Backlines.
We got to work on that page.
Yes.
That page is lazy as shit.
Yes. Yes.
I just started adding pictures. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to add a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, there's just a random picture of a koala bear. You're like,
yeah. Yeah, that's our Lori. Come on the next cruise call.
Yeah.
Lori's an Australian listener.
That's hi, Lori.
Yes.
The killer koala. So yeah, there's that. Find all that. You can find Paul Metal Edge stuff at Metal Edge Mag. Nope. Metal Edge 85 on the Twitter.
Metal Edge 85 is on Twitter. Yeah.
Metal Edge Magazine on the Instagram.
I follow the Instagram.
I think it's Metal Edge Magazine on the Facebook. And then at Paul Gargano, you know where to find him.
Yeah.
His Instagram, because that's what he likes to do. He likes to do the Insta. You can find me at
I like to write a lot of words on a platform where everybody just wants to look at pictures.
Yeah. I did that today. I got verbal manic diarrhea crazy. I was so excited. And I only took 5 pictures, so I wanted to post them. And I was like, hey, everybody.
These cruises, you forget to take pictures. You forget
totally
to take
forgot.
Pictures. You're like, oh, yeah.
Totally forgot.
Really quick in the chat room, Decibel Geek Podcast says, bring your asses to Nashville Spring 2023. So
we're there. What are you talking about? Of course we're there.
Of course we're there.
Rockin' Pod is a thing.
I think Paul needs to be at Rockin' Pod as well.
Yes.
We can make it happen.
To really represent Metal Edge Magazine and this podcast.
Do this. We can make this happen.
I told everybody on the cruise they should come to the Rockin' Pod. Like either as like a fan or a podcaster or as like a celebrity. I'm like, you will have the best time. Mm-hmm. And you should do it. Jeremy Popoff was like, dude, that sounds awesome. Like from Lit, he's like, this sounds cool. I was talking to Jeff Scott Soto as much as I possibly could, because he is one of the most talented people in the entire freaking world. It's like head exploding talent. But he was like, yeah, I was supposed to go. And he was all like, people know about it. Yeah. We just got to keep reminding them, like, you got to come. It's so fun.
Do you know Jeff Scott Soto's best talent? The 1 second man bun. Perfection.
He does have a good man bun.
And it's literally like that. It's like he goes from this to boom. It's like the force.
Wind chill update. My toes are officially twice as cold as my nose and my fingers.
Awesome. Awesome. So about another 75 minutes on the show. All right, I'll hit the outro music.
I'll put on my faster pussycat mask. So
there you go. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to the show. Glad we can.
Nice meeting you, Courtney.
Yes, you too.
Perspectives. Paul, I know you're freezing your ass off, and I am not jealous. Granted, it's a balmy 60 degrees or maybe 58 here now. Cold, freezing my ass off. So yeah, enjoy that.
This coupled with having to go pretend I'm a travel agent. This is going to be exciting. It's an exciting night.
Call Chips. Chip as a travel agent. Call Chip. That's the only way to do it, brothers and sisters. You got to call the travel agent.
That's really good.
It's all about tripping cocaine. Okay. You can find me at Real Izzy Presley, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all across the board. And of course, the show page for now is at Another Effort Podcast. And we will see you next week. Maybe we'll have a Vegas recap, because I am leaving for Vegas in the morning. So
wow, awesome.
Going to see Eric Martin and Steve Brown and PJ Farley on Thursday night, and Doug Pinnock on Friday night, and maybe do some other important stuff up there. So
I'm going to go Saturday.
Say hi to Red Cup for me.
I will. I've already been texting with them. All right, see you guys next week. On behalf of Courtney Cronin-Dold, Paul Gargano, my name is Izzy Presley, and actually, Paul's balls are colder than mine.
True story.